After like a year, we are finally getting back to barn building. In the last video, we cut out the floor beams on the bandsaw, and since that was a rough cut, we have a little bit of fuzz, and they're also a little long, as you can see here. This template here shows the dimensions of the barn and the floor bay. As you can tell, these boards need a little trimming to fit right. I already have all 21 beams marked out just like the real deal, so let's get to work. In case you're curious, the beams are about 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch by 18.5 centimeters or around 7¼ inches long. I use millimeters because it's just easier to read when working with exact measurements. My Micromark Chop It is the perfect tool to get these cut to size. All you need to do is set your stop to the right length and every piece comes out the same. I guess a ruler and an X-Acto knife would work too, but since I have it, I'm going to take advantage of this. Now for this fuzz. I have just a piece of like 120 grit sandpaper. It doesn't make the biggest difference, but when you figure 1/64 scale, that's 64 times bigger, and it's the little details that count. Now that's looking a little better. I'm just going to round over the edge then. I saw that detail in a barn somewhere, and I'm going to copy it just for another detail you can see there. Here I'm using a dab, just a cheap glue at the end of every beam just to hold everything down when I'm gluing on the floor. That way everything stays square and doesn't get out of whack. I decided that it'd be easier to just buy some of the wood, so I got 10 of these basswood sheets from Hobby Lobby. They're 1/32 of an inch by 3 inches wide and 2 feet long. This should give me enough to just about do the whole floor and most of the siding. I cut them into the same width of the barn first, but then I have to cut them down into 4 equal spots for each bay in the barn, as each bay has its own set of boards. I really want everything to be to scale, so I'm just double checking my measurements. Better get a ruler there. And I'm just checking everything really closely before I cut it out. Here I have my calipers, and I'm measuring out 2 different lengths, one for the width of the board and one for the narrow of the board. I'll have 2 of those, so then I'll just make all my floorboards anywhere in between and they'll all be to scale. I'm just using my metal ruler as a straight edge and then cutting. After this first board, it came out a little crooked, so I figured I'm going to have to use a couple strokes the next time, so it gets more of a crisp edge and doesn't get all raggedy looking. I want my floor to stick, especially since it's the base and pretty much the whole barn is going to be built on top of it. I'm using a high quality wood glue and I'm smoothing it out to get an even coat. I'm using my 1, 2, 3 blocks and I'm making sure everything is square, especially at the start. But other than that, everything is just pretty much a repetitive process from here on out. I also like to just put a little weight on to hold everything down. Now we got the floor on, and I'm realizing this is a bigger project than I originally thought. So here's the first bay, that's for the hay. Then there's going to be a wall and the main equipment bay, another hay bay, and then another equipment bay, and then on the very end there's a corn crib. Just another little detail here is I put some wider boards up front, as you can see here, and then I put some of the smaller ones in the back. This is just like the real thing. I noticed that on the real barn, and it's just there's little details that count, like I said. Thank you guys for watching. If you didn't already, go check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Other than that, just thanks for stopping by.